Her safety isn't about your sweetness. You think being sweet will make her feel safe. You think soft words and soft energy will melt her walls. You think your kindness will win her heart. But here's the truth. She doesn't feel safe around softness. She feels safe around strength. And not the kind of strength that screams, brags, or dominates. That's just noise. She's not drawn to volume. She's drawn to groundedness, to certainty, to masculine stability. If you're soft, timid, hesitant, always asking, "Is this okay?" she doesn't feel relaxed around you. She feels like she has to lead. She feels like she has to hold the frame. She feels like she has to be the man. You might not say it out loud, but your energy communicates everything. When you're unsure, she feels the burden. When you avoid tension, she carries the emotional weight. When you back down in every disagreement just to keep the peace, she loses respect. And you don't even notice it happening. She doesn't break up with you because you're evil. She doesn't walk away because you yelled. She leaves because she's exhausted. Exhausted from holding the masculine role you were supposed to carry. You thought being agreeable would protect the relationship. You thought sacrificing your boundaries would win her love. You thought giving her control would make her feel empowered. But it didn't. It killed the polarity. It made her lose trust in your spine. It made her lose attraction and respect. The modern man has been trained to be soft, to be apologetic, to be afraid of offending anyone, to never raise his voice, to never set firm boundaries, to never own his space. But women don't fall in love with men who shrink. They fall in love with men who are rooted. She doesn't need you to yell. She needs you to hold steady. She doesn't need you to control her. She needs you to lead yourself. A man who knows what he wants. A man who doesn't flinch. A man who doesn't let fear or validation seeking control his words, tone, or presence. Your softness is not safety. Your softness is insecurity in disguise. You want her to feel safe. Become the kind of man who doesn't get shaken when she tests you. Who doesn't fold the moment she gets emotional. Who doesn't need her to regulate his sense of self. She will test you. Every woman does. Not because she's cruel, but because she needs to know your center can't be moved. If your mood swings based on her approval, she knows she's in danger. Not physical danger, energetic danger. Because the moment she realizes you can't carry your own weight, she knows she has to carry both. And that's when love turns into pressure. You want to be loved? Start by being unshakable. Start by being a man who is calm in the storm. A man who listens but doesn't beg. Who empathizes but doesn't fold. Who honors his woman but never sacrifices his core to keep her. She doesn't need your softness. She needs your solidity. You don't need to become a jerk. You need to become a mountain, building your inner gravity. Every man who commands respect radiates a certain energy. You feel it before he even speaks. He could walk into a room full of people, say nothing, and everyone still knows he's someone you don't ignore. That energy, that's gravity, and it comes from being rooted. Masculine gravity isn't about being loud. It's about being still, deeply still. Still in your decisions, still in your values, still in your sense of who you are. So how do you build it? Step 1. Know what you stand for. Not what you were told to believe. Not what others want from you. What do you believe in, really? Integrity begins the moment you choose your own code. If your woman says something you disagree with, and you nod just to keep the peace, you just traded your spine for her approval. You think you've won a small battle, but you've lost the war for respect. Gravity means you stand in your truth, especially when it's inconvenient, especially when she's emotional, especially when she wants to pull you off center. You hold, you breathe, you stay present, not passive. Next, build rituals that harden your mind. Discipline creates confidence. Wake up early, train, meditate, learn to sit in silence, eat like a man who respects his body. Why does this matter? because a man with internal order projects external stability. If you are chaotic, needy, distracted, scattered, she feels it. And no woman can relax into a man who isn't solid in himself. Let your yes mean yes. Let your no mean no. Don't explain yourself to gain favor. Don't share your plans to get permission. You're not leading if you're constantly checking in for reassurance. And here's a hard truth. If you keep betraying your own values just to keep her happy, she'll never feel safe. Because deep down, she knows you'll betray her too when pressure comes. You want to make her feel secure? Then be a man who's so aligned with his principles that nothing, not temptation, not emotion, not even love, can move him off course. This doesn't mean being cold. It means being contained. It means being a man who can handle his own emotions, her emotions, and the world's chaos without flinching. That's gravity. And when you live with that kind of weight, women feel it. They lean into it. They respect it. They trust it. Even if they fight you, deep down, they admire you. Because gravity doesn't need to chase. It pulls everything toward it, effortlessly. The behaviors that drain your masculine power. Even when a man has potential, he leaks power every day and doesn't even know it. He thinks he's doing the right thing. He thinks he's being respectful, considerate, romantic. But in reality, he's giving away the very energy that makes her respect him. Let's expose the habits that drain your masculine charge and make you invisible in the eyes of women and even the world. First, over-explaining. If you find yourself justifying every action, every decision, every text message, stop. Masculine energy is direct. It doesn't defend. When you explain yourself too much, you sound unsure. You sound like you're asking for permission to be who you are. Second, constant validation seeking. How was that? Did I do okay? Do you still love me? Every time you seek emotional reassurance like this, you show her that you don't have an inner anchor. She might comfort you at first, but deep down, she's clocking how unstable you are. That's not comforting for her. That's stressful. Third, excessive people-pleasing. Saying yes when you want to say no. Agreeing just to avoid tension. Letting her make every decision while you tell yourself, happy wife, happy life. Guess what? That's not peace. That's slow spiritual death. She doesn't want a man who exists to orbit around her moods. She wants a man with his own gravitational pull. Fourth, emotional reactivity. The man who loses control when triggered loses respect. It doesn't matter if it's anger, desperation, guilt, or tears. If you can't hold your center under emotional stress, she knows she's not safe. Lastly, oversharing your plans, ideas, or insecurities too early. There's nothing wrong with being open. But openness without strength is just exposure. When you constantly unload your thoughts on her in hopes that she'll help you solve them, you turn her into your therapist, not your partner. Every one of these habits signals one thing. You don't trust yourself. And if you don't trust yourself, why would she? Power isn't just about muscles. It's about emotional containment. A man with true power doesn't need constant approval, doesn't fold when tested, and doesn't give away his leadership. So, if you've been leaking power, don't panic. Awareness is the first step. Lead or be left. At some point, you have to decide. Will you keep shrinking to be liked, or will you expand to be respected? Masculinity without leadership is like a car without an engine. It looks fine on the outside but goes nowhere. She craves leadership, not control, not domination, leadership. And leadership begins when a man decides he will not be moved by emotion alone, but by vision, principle, and purpose. It's time to stop floating, stop reacting, stop waiting for permission, start making decisions, start carving a path, start saying, this is who I am, this is where I'm going, come with me or don't. When you lead with grounded confidence, she relaxes, because she no longer has to carry the burden of direction. She can finally trust your strength. But here's the real test. Can you lead when she challenges you? Can you lead when she resists? Not because she doesn't love you, but because she wants to know if your direction is real. Because if you fold the moment she pushes back, the message is loud and clear. I can't trust this man. So lead. Lead in your decisions. Lead in your values. Lead in your vision. Don't become a tyrant. Become the mountain again. Steady, silent, and immovable. A man who leads from strength doesn't chase. He builds. He commands. He invites. And the right woman, the feminine woman, will feel safe, seen, and turned on by your leadership. You weren't born to apologize for your masculinity. You were born to embody it. You were born to lead. So kill the nice guy. Stand up straight. Set your code. Command your energy. Hold your frame. And never again let softness be your default. Not because you're cruel, but because you're done being weak. Welcome back, brother. It's time to be the man she can respect, and the man you can finally respect too.